What's
Hello!
up?
Welcome to episode 57!
Whoa!
57 of the Role Slayers podcast. We've been role slaying for 57 episodes. Is that good?
Nope,
There you
that's
go.
just loud.
Yeah?
No.
Okay.
Your pitch
Okay,
is not
social
the
media. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Discord. You can find us on YouTube. Give us an old like and subscribe. Find our Discord link. It is available in our Instagram bio and also on our website, which is now available, rollslayers.net.
Is .com.
No!
It must be done.
.com.
It's
I
like,
know.
we can't.
It's actually rollslayers.net. I know, it's really hard.
It's so good.
Patreon.com/rollslayers. Sponsor the show. Send us all on a group vacation.
Ooh.
That's not worth it.
I don't know.
That's where we're all going on a cruise together
Nope.
with all the money from Patreon.
We are not.
A Scandinavian cruise.
The Scandinavian cruise from the that's not what we put it into. We put it into lights, we put it into camera, we put it into action. So, help us out. Go sign up now. Stop freeloading off the programming. We work so hard to do
Oh my gosh.
Hated.
for you.
I love it.
Combative is the new energy I'm bringing to the table.
Bring it.
It's new. Let's go. worldanvil.pxf.io. Nope. / Roll Slayers. Tyler, what's a fun fact you had for us today?
Right now.
Pjeka Harfen, a library, is roughly translated in some languages as knowledge acquired.
Okay,
What, in
that's
some-
pretty good.
In some Eltheris languages
No,
or in
some real life. I mean,
Oh.
I've changed
No,
the
We
etymology.
can't get. We're not drilling down on this now.
You wanted a
Great
world
fun
on
fact.
I
That's a great
know.
fun fact, Tyler.
You can't tell
Thank
Molly a language fact and not explain.
That is accurate.
So, the etymology of Clandopus.
I don't know that he's had time to fully elaborate that. So next time.
Okay. All right, back on track.
Wow.
Are we good now, Liz? Is it good now? Okay,
No.
we're moving along. Eldritch Foundry is where you go to get custom minis. That's where I go to get custom minis. That's where pretty much everybody at this table goes to get custom minis. Use our code ROLLSLAYERS for 15% off, the way that we do. It's a good deal. It's good stuff. Go check it out. And music, finally, our musical partners, as always, are Beyond Skyrim, Scanlan's Short Halt, Music Celestial AM Project, and Sirenscape. They're making it all happen. And now they're going to make it happen in the game that we play.
Is that everything?
Yes!
Whoa! Let's play the game! Sorry.
Oh, you
Spencer.
drained the energy. You've
Tyler,
fallen
do you want
right
Tyler,
into this
why?
energy right now.
Do you want more of this chocolate?
I do.
Here,
I-
this
what
long
flavor
weird
is
one.
it?
This is the dark chocolate almond salt.
Why what? Why do I have no enthusiasm?
Oh, let's play the game.
I'm not an enthusiastic person.
We'll make
Let's
sure we're
play
recording.
the game.
True.
Yes, I believe so. We are.
You're a very passionate person.
Passionate, yes. I don't know if I experience enthusiasm
How about
You
you really-
absolutely do.
in a
positive way.
Conventional
you
way.
bring to a Discord argument to
Yes.
your announcing of this game, and we'll be in great shape.
We just established that Tyler's lacking in pep.
Yes, pep. I'm not peppy.
Okay,
You don't have to be peppy.
but your theater days, I feel like you should do a different thing. with your
Yeah.
place.
like, sure, like, okay,
Bring back the theater nerd, just a wee bit.
center the energy.
Yeah.
Or like you don't have to just like, okay, guys, and now let's play this.
Sorry, I just yawned.
That's what I'm saying, man. So are all of our listeners.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
Sorry, Hayden.
So last we left off with my weaponsing.
Recap the
I said a
last
wee bit.
episode.
Last we left off, the party made their way in several directions after creating a faux backstory for Mert. They found their way to the Abbey of the Devoted to ask some questions of some of the priesthood there about the stars. They found their way to an inn briefly. I believe you settled on the Gilded Dryad.
Yeah.
Set your stuff down and reconvened. And then I believe they headed up to the Jarl's, what is it called? The Jarl's what? Echo.
At the nose.
And they spied upon a golden throne, a little translucent boy. They had a little conversation with him before heading towards the Pjeka Harfen, the library of Bjorient, that's where we leave off. It is this colonnaded dome-like structure, very much like if you cut the top of a Capitol dome in America off, that's the building. It's just a big dome.
Oh, sweet.
But with like lots of colonnades, and it's got a small exterior walkway around it that's kind of covered patio style. But there is these like grand sets of stairs leading up in a wedge-like fashion to an open portal. The doors are not on hinges. There's no doors. It's kind of open airway here.
It's not very good for the books.
I'm sorry?
So it's not very good for the books.
Not very good for the books. It's a good thing the books don't live in this first room. But you enter into like a large entry hall. There are desks lining either side with clerks and various people running pieces of paper, flipping through various books. There is another set of sealed double doors, large iron, and built into the double doors are smaller person-sized doors. So, you guys approach the building?
Mm-hmm.
You enter?
We've all reconvened for this, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, so we gotta I'm gonna see if I can find someone to point me in the right direction. Maybe we can look at some esoteric lores, see what we can find.
Sure. You're approaching one of the desks then?
Attendants? Sure.
Sure.
Librarians?
Roll a d4 for me.
Oh, okay. I rolled a 3.
Okay. You approach a section of desks that have like wooden dividers with like kind of cross hatching of reeds between them, so you can kind of see through, almost confessional style, little booths. And in one of them is working an attendant who looks up, and you do catch tapered ears as a full-blooded elf makes eye contact with you. Hello. Pleasure to meet you. What can I do for you today, sir?
And anyone else, feel free to jump in here.
Because I would be really close behind you, like a little too close.
Well, I believe we're here interested in trying to learn a bit more about the peculiar goings-on of the stars above us.
The stars. Well, I don't know any peculiar goings on, but we could talk with one of the chief researchers, or perhaps the curator if you have time. The curator's quite busy, but you could make an appointment.
Okay, yeah, that seems reasonable.
An appointment with the curator or one of the researchers. Which do I write down?
Who's more relevant for me to be talking to about this?
Well, probably the researcher, I'd say. Curator's more big picture stuff. I don't know if they'd be handling
All right.
stuff as
Always like typically more available to see people like us.
well. Typically you run up the chain. So I'm a clerk, Laren, by the way. It's my name.
Hello, Lyran.
And I can take you through the stacks and provide you basic, perusings, readings, but it seems like you're looking for something a little more specific, so I would like to probably skip that step, unless you'd like to peruse.
I would like to peruse. You could give me a tour of the whole library?
Wait.
Sure, yeah,
Maybe.
Yeah, on your own time, maybe. This is a big place.
Yes, it's the largest gathering of knowledge on all of Eltexia, actually.
Yeah, you know what? We
Don't
don't all need to be together for this.
All
But
of this? Okay.
Maybe it's
I
time,
no,
time
what I'm
allows.
saying, I can talk to the researcher if you'd rather peruse.
Okay, that sounds like a great plan.
Okay, well, let me see who's available. Again, we have a large amounts of research teams. We do have other curators who might be able to take you as well. Not our chief curator, but others who, go out and buy and speak with people who have knowledge. I'll step in back and we'll see. He busies away and goes into like a set of bronze doors near the back of this little clerk's desk.
As he's gone, I'll just talk to the group. Like, a bit verbose for a librarian. Didn't expect that. They're usually not too chatty. They're usually just trying to get rid of you.
Well, I don't see a lot of people reading or studying right here.
Yeah, that's true.
And if it is, like he said, the largest gathering of knowledge, at least written knowledge in Altexia, then probably have to have a talkative person here in the front.
Suppose so. I guess I haven't seen anything quite like this. Maybe I'm missing out by not going on a tour, huh?
It's very impressive. I mean, if you wish to go on the tour with Zai, I can confer with one of the researchers.
You might be better for that. I wouldn't mind a perusal if I'm being honest.
About 25, 30 minutes go by before Laren returns to the desk. He kind of stumbles through the door and shuts it again. Well, I'm back. We do have one researcher available. Yardell. He's about. He's just finished his lunch break. He's got some passing knowledge of the stars, which seem to be what you're after. He can get you where you need to go, probably. I'm just a clerk. I'm happy to be here, but I'm not quite acquainted yet. There's a lot of time you have to spend to get really, really, really knowledgeable about the tomes. Especially, I've been here, 25 years, I think. But still a clerk. God bless me.
Well, I do think that a couple of us will be taking you up on that tour, though. So.
Oh, sure, it's magnificent. It's magnificent, huh?
How old is Laren?
He's an elf, so you're not certain.
How old does he look? Does he look old?
26.
Younger.
He looks younger.
Yeah, maybe 20s.
Hayden,
Okay.
when do you think he started this job?
1 years old. Fresh out the womb.
I was born in this library. The books they raised me.
Oh wow, this took a turn.
Oh, I like him. No, bring him back.
I was raised by books.
Books alone.
I'm Bookman.
Please.
All right, that's enough Bane. So you are meeting with the researcher. You guys are taking tour.
Who's raise your hand for tour.
Say your name because we're a podcast.
All right.
No.
That's Liz and Hayden for tour.
Mert's technically going wherever Ori's going.
Tour? Or researcher?
I feel like you.
I'll stick with.
I'll take Zach. Or I'll take Zach.
Yeah.
Everyone else can go tour. Because you were interested in like any other knowledge you can find here, not stars related.
I don't know.
Cool. It's
Tour.
It's Zach and Visa to the researcher, everyone else on the tour.
Okay. So split halfway. Wait. I thought Leaf was going. With
He started the conversation. He's changed his
not
mind.
Okay, copy that.
Yeah, he wants to read.
Okay.
Let Leaf read a book.
Team tour. Laren opens this adorable little like door latch that slides up between the two like counters and shuts it behind him. Takes out a big brass key and locks it. And
His name is Laren or Laren?
Laren. Larren.
Okay.
And starts to jaunt off towards the doors. He turns to Visa and Zach and says, Hyatt will meet you right here, and probably, he's old and slow. 10 minutes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anyway, as you can see, pink quartz, and he just starts telling about the make of the building as you get further in.
It's made of pink quartz.
Pink and red quartz. Make an insight check, or what's your insight modifier? Anyone listening to him?
Let me go back and see.
My insight modifier is +4.
+2.
+3.
Okay. Sorry, I rolled for Hayden. I should roll for everyone. Oh, sorry, Ori. Sorry, Liz.
The whole point is that we don't know how we.
Oh yeah, you're right. Oops. Well, Leaf, you see that Laren tends to gloss over some of the details of how said pink quartz or books were acquired. But he's very proud of the architecture. As you enter through these like little door within a door, you enter into the main like hall of the rotunda, and spreading out in every direction are these concentric circles of like black to dark umber bookshelves that line the entire room, going in smaller and smaller like little circles, row upon row upon row, level upon level. This thing has probably about 8 floors. The rotunda itself kind of capping the size of each floor as it gets closer to its apex. And at its top there is this beam of light that kind of blasts down into the center from these panels of glass that are just pure, unadorned, just white. There is plenty of grand filigree. There's architectural embellishment. This is extremely nice. Built probably by like master builders over centuries. He starts to walk you through certain promenades, pointing out study rooms and various like rooms that have more sensitive documents that are a little older, treated a little more gingerly. He walks you through the section of like the whole bottom 2 floors. He walks you through are history, just history. He points out that the further up you go, there are sections on like biology, astronomy, magic is at the pinnacle. The entire top 2 floors are just like arcane research. There is like every religious appendix that they can get their hands on. But he starts to just walk you through this grand complex. As you do so, back at the clerk's counter, eventually wandering in is this old, grumpy, portly man dressed in like darker green robes who.
Sorry. Hello. What can I do for you? You're the people looking at the stars or something.
It's true, we have an inquiry about them.
Yeah. Well,
Unlocks the gate and just kind of bustles his way to the other side.
come. What can I do for you? You're looking at the stars. You want any health questions or something?
But sure, we're interested in, recent star signs or, forecasts or, any arcane notes about celestial events.
Oh, yeah. They do change over time. You're a keen eye if you've got that. They don't change too fast or anything like that. But they do change from millennia to millennia, or so they say. I'm not that old. Well, come. We'll find a research room and compile.
He leads you into the cavernous expanse of Pjeka Harfen to a more smaller adjoining room of this same like rosy quartz. There's a solid wood table and what looks to be like some bookshelves and some scroll shelving for acquired research.
Okay, so changing your stars. Let me peruse the stacks, and I can bring you some things to look through, and I can check in on you periodically, or the like, if you're looking to.
Sure, and special care to see if there's any recent notes, even if they're not as well documented.
Recent, yeah. Like decade.
Month.
Okay.
So
I'll have to go back.
be any like memos or correspondence from this season?
Yeah. That won't be in the library. That will be in the curation department. Probably not disseminated to everyone yet.
Or if there's a curator that we could connect with later.
Oh yeah, I could do that. I could bring you this, and I could connect you with Astrid. She's one of our celestial curators.
That'll be most kind of you.
She's a bit busy right now, but
Any timeline?
very well, yeah. I'll go collect some books for you, and then I'll inquire about her availability.
Thank you very much.
Just dawdles out the door. Let's see what we find. Okay. As this is happening, do any of you guys on tour duty, do you guys have any questions of Laren, or are you just along for the ride?
I'm sure Mert would have, through combination of like very short words and like maybe attempted sign, just ask about goblin history.
What?
And just like looking at Ori, or even at Leaf.
I'm sorry, my goblin is a bit rusty. Did you say history? Oh,
He's looking for stuff about goblins.
sure, yes. Well, yes, I mean, I could find some goblin history. Are you talking, wild goblins, or are you talking more like, well, the only example I can think of, I guess, is the hegemony. Yes, hegemony is good. Okay. Pre-hegemony or post, or well, post.
New
taking
or old?
over. Yes.
New or old?
And then like Mert signal, basically the question that he's asking is like, wait, there's a before the hegemony?
It all, please.
Oh, well, sure, it's a small section. Let me see. And he starts to walk you guys down one of the concentric circles of
He
bookshelves.
has no questions about this.
No.
It's a side quest. We don't have to spend like any time on
Yeah.
it.
He begins to walk down deeper into the stacks of the first floor, eventually coming to probably not in the beam of light, but pretty close to the center of the dome before he goes, we look to be in the right place. This is the History of Galloway section. That's this quadrant. And we just passed the Arbatu people. Ah, yes. Pre-hegemonic goblins. Right here. And he points to a giant bookshelf. It is a very small section, but it is a very big bookshelf. There are tons of tomes, scrolls, like folded pieces of parchment that you might assume are maps, all sorts of stuff. Are you looking for something specific? Okay.
And then he just like Mert just like without even asking for permission just starts grabbing to like
delicate.
Can I make a goblin handling check?
You can easily enough restrain Mert with your leash.
I've got him.
Yes.
I'll make sure
There's
that
no worries. He's
there's-
over eager.
no destroying of books.
History is wonderful. And to know where we came from, well, it's something to treasure, I'm sure. There are reading rooms if you'd like to take. What's your name, sir?
Oh, his name is Gooby.
Gooby. Sir Gooby. There are reading rooms if you'd like to take and read. Would that be amenable to you, Gooby?
he grabs or he tries to grab the books and then go off to
Yes.
No. Yes or no? Is that no? Yes? Okay, very well. Just be very careful, Gooby. I'm but a clerk, and I will be harshly reprimanded if any of these texts or tomes are damaged. So,
I'll make sure that they're cared.
it's okay. I trust you. He has a passion. I understand that. Who would not be passionate in a place like this? Anyway, any other things we're looking for specifically in our tour, or would you like to sit and read?
Would you have any books about like the history of the Yankee people on this material plane?
Kid Yankee, that's... Well, I thought I'd seen the obscurities here with Goblin history. Yeah, I think we have some Gith Yankee studies. Gith Yankee specifically, or Gith Zerai as well?
Yankee specifically, but I am open to whatever you have.
Oh, it's a very interesting historical discussion, the schism between the Gith Yankee and Zerai. Perhaps you might be interested. I don't know. Yes, that would be in this quadrant. And he starts to walk across the center of the dome, kind of bathed in light for a second. There are these beautiful, like, reading benches and a bubbling fountain in the middle before he comes to a set of like 3 different bookcases curving in a little half circle. One of them, he says, Gith, just in general, Gith Yankee, Gith Zerai, history, all that. Astral elves, Illithid. Just to cover all your obvious Gith Yankee bases. Sure. I believe that's all the major players in the Astral Sea, if I'm not mistaken.
Thank you.
Yes, of course.
Am I free to peruse the books as I like?
Yes, just again, be gentle.
Of course.
I've not. Forgive me, I've not met any Gith Yankee. You don't have any like specific oils on your fingers that we elves or humans.
I don't.
Just
believe
more sure.
Man oils.
Okay.
Delicate text.
Where are the places for people to wash hands?
There are basins in the lavatories, of course.
Okay, I will go wash my hands of all the oils, and then I will be careful with your delicate books.
Yes, and now that I think about it,
Didn't ask the goblin.
Scuttles off. Back towards Mert. As this is happening, eventually coming back into your reading room, Visa and Zek, a like positively loaded Hyardel comes in with all these books and scrolls and pieces of paper just piled in his hands under his chin. His beard's kind of like wrapping around the backside of the books. And coming behind him are a couple of other clerks with other books that he just kind of like slams on the table.
It's okay. These are second editions, of course. Nothing too delicate. We tell the clerks they're all first editions. They get a little nervous. It's pretty funny. Okay. So, yeah, this is all celestial research. Not anything month or decade, but years, some millennia. There's some stuff from back before the Torvenbergen. This place existed before them, you know, the Bergendel and all that stuff. So we have records before the Torvenbergen, of course.
Anything in here on the Kaiju event?
Kaiju event?
Well, from that time period.
From that time period. Yeah, probably so. Of this guy from Kaiju?
Yes.
Oh,
So still celestial, not necessarily about Kaiju.
Yeah. Probably. Feel free to peruse. If you do require dedicated research service, we do offer that. It just takes time and donation, of course, to the workings of our wonderful Pjeka Harfen.
Was appropriate.
But that's probably cart before horse. I'm sure you can find out what you need without our expert guidance.
Perhaps any word on the availability for the curator?
Oh, yes, Astrid. She probably could be available in 2 or 3 days. She's just got in a large shipment of star charts from the very tip of the world. The
What are they called?
the sundered shields.
Oh. Is there a way for us to set an appointment?
Yes. 2 days. She can be interrupted. She's a little bit of an old grumpus.
May I leave my name or
Sure. Your
visa?
Visa. Yeah. I'll remember Visa. Yeah. And once again, I'm Yardell. If you need my services.
Thank you. I'm calling.
Yeah. Hey, these through. You can just boss them around, or maybe even you can throw them or whatever. They're new. There we go.
The two clerks are just kind of like looking at each other like, oh, this guy, he's crazy.
But yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to have another lunch.
Walks out.
Another.
Hey, when you're tenured.
Go ahead and make I'm going to say a history check.
With the clerks or Zek's help, can I make that at advantage?
I was going to give you advantage for having all the books here.
Oh, sweet.
So, yeah.
I'll take it.
And Zek, you can make one too if you'd like. Also an advantage.
Okay.
If you'd like. You don't have to.
Help.
11.
10.
There are a lot of books here.
Zeki's not the great at the.
There's too many books.
Reading.
There are a lot of scrolls.
I wanted news,
There are a lot
not
of star
books.
charts. All of them marvelous. All of them depicting the celestial bodies in various forms. Some even having like rudimentary like planetary alignments. Some of them having like a map of a solar system essentially, where it's like got Altheris going around a star, like very heliocentric pieces. But they're all theories. They're all conjecture except for the actual mapping of these celestial bodies.
I imagine with how many tomes there are, and like probably his mind continuing to wander with what the curator might have found in recent news, it probably devolves at some point into Visa like showing Zek some constellations.
Sure.
Just like pointing out like,
Oh yeah, this one is in the sky. We saw it last night. Not very visible, but this one's the ogre, and probably like that when he carries a big club.
You think just because he has a big club, I will like it?
No, well, it's probably because he's killing this constellation over here.
I mean, it's pretty cool.
While this is happening, Mert, can I have a history check for me? I'm
Yeah.
just gonna call this straight.
He's a combination of like fascinated about like pre-hegemony goblins,
what
but also
check?
like
History.
if there's anything about the world in general that he can find out that might be relevant to things that we're investigating.
Okay. Within goblin history?
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
And however I can help, if that is like
Sure.
researching afterwards or
Yeah, you can roll at advantage, Mert, or you can roll separately if you'd like.
for history.
what's your?
What do
You
you
guys are studying history.
I have a -1 to history.
Well, let me see what I have. I have a +4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we'll see. Yeah, that's a 3.
I mean,
So,
you find plenty
7?
of interesting tomes. I don't think you find anything specifically related to your current quest of information, but you find several tomes. And again, you're not a quick reader, so you're getting glimpses here and there, and it's also in common, so you're kind of having to strain a bit. But with Ori's help, you're able to kind of find a few pieces.
I think I'm just trying to make this look like I'm still kind of like babysitting him and not that he is like doing intricate research.
Ori's flipping the pages
Yeah.
for you. You're sitting on your hands, you know.
So I'm not very good with the history help.
To establish a few things historically. One, there definitely was a goblin nation pre-hegemony, ruled by a goblin king. You establish that. You establish that they were at some point subjugated by the Tudoric hegemony, the hobgoblins, and that they were the first to be folded into the hegemony. And because of that, they are highly thought of, at least culturally at that time, by the hegemony. They're like, oh, we really value what the goblins can bring to the table. We'd like to fold you in. And so at some point, this must have devolved relationship-wise, as they were not as much conquered as they were convinced to join the hegemony. That's what you kind of, with the 3 and a 4, get in terms of history there.
I think that kind of fuels a little bit of Mert's own feelings about the matter.
Sure.
Like, kind of confirms a lot of his suspicions about how these things like operate.
I rolled a 7.
Okay.
It's just 3 on the D20, but I highly
fine.
doubt that's anything.
That's about the same.
Yeah.
Go ahead and Leaf, are you helping Zai here?
No, I wanted to do my own thing,
Oh.
but then the clerk ran away.
Sorry, Laren guides you to wherever you would like to go, Aiden.
Okay. I have 3 topics of interest, unrelated to one another.
Oh, well, let me get out a notepad and quill. He pulls out like this little notepad and what looks to be like this arcane quill.
And look, if you need to go deal with Gooby, then that's okay.
Oh, Gooby.
But
It
I'd
looks
ask
like
you-
she's turning his pages for him. It's okay.
I would just ask that you pass me along to someone. Okay, I'm interested in the most recent medical procedures related to what do you call them?
Oh no.
When it's two creatures that are like joined up or born that way, where they're joined together.
Merged creature surgery? I don't know. I've never seen that before. to be frank. I believe it happens.
Uncommon,
Yeah.
correct.
That'll be probably in the biological section. I'll take you up there at some point. And your other topics.
Yes, I'm interested in resurrection, I suppose, the various methods.
Oh, various methods. I'm sure there's an appendices somewhere. That might take a bit of time to find. I'm not sure if that would be in the religion section or the arcane section or... Well, I mean, there are natural phenomena of that as well, so perhaps the natural sciences. I can look into that. That one's going to take a little bit of time.
Okay, I can post up in one of these study rooms.
Yeah, of course.
And finally, I would be interested in, I guess, malicious gods and otherwise powerful beings that relate to cosmic bodies like stars, planets, and such.
Sure. Deities connected to the stars who are define malicious. Malicious towards who?
Probably existence, life itself. Maybe,
Oh, okay.
or if they have some kind of dispute with a god that is interested in stars,
Sure.
doing battle with some kind of a order deity or something.
It's very niche. Very well. You've given me a lot to consider. The religion section will likely have what you're looking for in terms of that. Though I would not know where to start. Again, I've only been here 5 years, so a little bit confusing still. Sometimes I still get lost. And the natural sciences is on I think floor 5. Floor 4? 4 or 5. Or both. I'm not sure. Again, I don't get up there. I mostly stay in history or clerk services. Which
would you be
sometimes,
able-
of course, stalking, like that stuff.
Okay, well, I guess that's an okay start, but would you be able to set me up with some kind of an assistant to help me go through these things?
Yeah, I could, to continue to, look through, that, we
Well,
do have,
yes.
research services that we do offer, research assistance, but that does cost, gold, of course. We are not a charitable institution. Actually, I should be, oh no. I should have charged you to enter. Okay.
That's all right. I always pay my share.
Yeah. That's 10 gold entry fee, please.
Good God.
Uh,
Each?
Per hour.
Wait, per person per
Per
hour?
person per hour.
No.
That is a...
What a shame Visa won't be meeting with this guy on his way out into the light.
Well, it's a good thing I made 10 gold stealing from priests earlier.
And then per clerk per assistance, that's an extra 5 gold per hour. If you'd like curators or researchers to assist you, that's going to be a little bit more pricey, as their knowledge is a bit more valuable, of course.
Of course. All right. Well, here's what I'll do. I'll give you the 5 gold for a research assistant just to locate the texts for me.
Yeah, of course.
Bring them over there. 10 for entry, and you know what? I'll go ahead and pay up. Probably 45 total.
Okay. Just for your use of the facilities.
For the next 4 hours.
Very well. I would feel bad asking everyone else. Maybe don't tell anyone about this.
You're getting played!
Yeah, can I insight check at this point?
Sure, go ahead. Oh, what's your modifier?
It's a +4.
4? He's
Yeah.
straight up embarrassed and would feel really awkward asking people for money who he's already denied entry. The only reason he asked you is because he remembered in the moment, freaked out, and then had to tell you what was going on.
All right, so you want me to shell out all of my gold while my compatriots don't pay? Well, yeah, you're wrong.
Sorry. I just. Oh. You know what? 25 gold. You know, I'll cover the rest.
All right, well, how about this? I'll give you 45 gold, and I'm going to be here all night. How about that?
I could get in a lot of trouble. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah. Just if you see any like chief curators or librarians or anything like that, just maybe like tuck in to a corner.
Oh, I'll be tucked in. Don't you worry.
What in the world is this library?
Yeah. He hands you a small like token, that has like it's bronze and has lapis, cut lapis inside it, and he taps it 10 times, and there are 10 lights that light up within the facets. This should be good for 10 hours.
Okay, great.
So we don't have any.
Well, I'm gonna get back to my desk. I'll send a clerk your way.
Okay, great. Thank you.
He bustles off. As this is happening, Liz, are you gift studies? Right?
Yeah, I would specifically be looking for books that are clearly not written by any gift.
Okay. Wait, you want primary sources, or do you want secondary sources of this?
Are there primary sources not written by gift?
Yeah.
That would be great.
Okay. Go ahead and make a history check.
Let me see what it is. Oh, so stupid. Oh.
Oh.
I rolled a 1 and
Oh.
my modifier's -1. Really stupid.
So you start to look through this shelf of books.
You just fell asleep immediately.
A little bit overwhelmed. You pull, just kind of by instinct, you're like, Avondar guide me to the right book, right? You pull a book and you start to crack it open, and you're like, it says like appendices of like the gift of the astral sea, and you're thinking, oh, this is going to be like some sort of history or detailing, and there's a really long forward, and you're like, oh, surely it's going to tell me something by the time I get to chapter 1. And chapter 1 goes by, and you're not getting much useful information, and you're just committed at this point, and you spend way too much time on this book that is useless.
I think that's the worst roll I've ever rolled ever.
For something you're actually interested in too.
That's heartbreaking.
Cool.
You basically
The
got stuck
dice
on
tell
one of
a
those.
crappy story.
So I'm gonna say that these research rolls probably take the amount of maybe like 2-ish hours each. Let me do Leaf's thing first. Clerk does arrive at some point. And is able to bring a very interesting study on Siamese twins. I don't know what they're called here.
Conjoined twins.
Oh yeah, conjoined twins. That's the word.
Kajuan twins.
Kaojuan twins. No, on conjoined twins and their like rarity, case studies, stuff like that. That's pretty easy for him to find. He also brings some books on gods that are seen as evil in some cultures. He stresses that some cultures see these gods as very much good forces. So, 50-50 on that, as well as about one book on, 1 or 2 books on clashes of gods. These are all secondary sources on clashes of gods, of course. Mm-hmm. Retelling of myths, historical, like relevancy of some parts of myths, stuff like that. And then he's not able to find anything on like the star section. What was your other one? Resurrection?
Yes, methods.
Methods of resurrection. They bring a couple of books from both the arcane and the religious sections, as well as one natural sciences book about basically proto CPR, and leaves you to it, unless you want to retain his services for another hour.
Well, I think I would request if he could find stuff on like, well, do these books include things for beings that are maybe slightly below God tier, like?
No,
Okay.
these are gods.
Okay, well, I'd request that he also brings stuff for like
Demigod to
demigod types, maybe giant aberrations, all that spacey stuff.
Okay, another hour. Oof, no luck there, my friend. He comes back with very little on aberrant beings or demigods.
These clerks suck.
Okay, how much time do we have to spend in this library until we find what we want?
I don't know. Till you start rolling less than one.
Excuse me.
I already did that.
It's been 2 hours at this point for each of you. Is there anything else we're doing, or are we just still researching? I'm going to allow more rolls now.
2 hours just for... Okay.
I'm gonna sit down and read all my books.
Go ahead and make a history check. Tell me what you're focusing on right now.
I think this is just library day, right?
This is library day if you want to be studying.
Can I have a history check with advantage?
If you're paying the clerk.
Actually,
What in the...
I already paid the clerk.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, go ahead and do advantage.
Should his
Yeah.
last check have been at advantage?
No,
Right.
he didn't roll anything. That was the
Oh.
clerk's roll.
Okay.
Can I argue that
I got a 19.
What was your focus on though?
Oh, I'll just do it in the order in which I said it. So probably removing conjoined twins
Yeah.
department.
So various folios, medical books and texts on it. Specifically removing, you find several methods. Some of them were successful. Some of them less so. In almost every case, the conjoined twin does not have the capability to live separate from its host, as it's not big enough. It doesn't have enough appendages, obviously. There is a study on arcane application of like transmutation, and it waxes eloquent on the theory that perhaps you could transmute portions of the environment around, as well as portions of the host, to form other feasible pieces to combine during the separation process.
Like Frankenstein.
Take some some pieces from the host's butt, or like legs, some skin grafting, very, very much dabbling, like almost like this bridge between almost like healing magic and necromancy and transmutation to form another being. Very hypothetical, very theoretical. Then you got your traditional books that are like, just take a scalpel and cut that thing off. There's been a case where a guy had an ear and an elbow and a tiny bit of toes, and he just straight up ripped it off. All sorts of ways to separate. Almost always, again, resulting in the death of the conjoined twin.
Was there a note on the author of the Frankensteining a conjoined twin with your own ass?
Yeah, there should be.
Cack.
Sorry, Ken.
Moms. Excuse me. Use the right curse.
Can we just
That's
grab the
important to
soundbite
me,
of you guys
actually.
both going up cack and just like audio cover when Hayden said it?
But yes, is there an author?
Yes. I just gotta find the right part of my word.
Grumbulus.
It is now. It's Grumbulus. No. Felindro Dindar.
Better. Where is
Felidindar?
there any other information on Felindro Dindar?
Felindro is dead
Oh.
because this book was written 200 years ago. But Felindro did live in the town of what is it? It's close to where Remy lived. Uldar.
Oh.
He was a lab assistant who also dabbled in the arcane, who lived in the city of Uldar.
All right. I'm ready for the next one. May I make a history check on...
We gotta let everyone else make their history checks.
Okay, I thought I was just going to get all mine out.
No,
Okay.
you just spent 2 hours reading about all this.
Great. I love that.
Okay. Back to
Satisfied with there not being much in historical star forms and really being interested in like what's going on right now, I think Visa would probably like hand off the stuff to the clerks and probably go look to support like Zai and her research because he's interested in what the other party members might be looking for.
Zach, are you heading with Visa?
Sure.
Then let's go ahead and roll for some goblin history.
Cool. Hopefully I do better
I
this
thought
time.
we already did that.
Like additional.
Unless you want to be done.
Or research something else.
I think Mert is still interested in learning more to see if like maybe this has anything to do with the current issues at hand. Ooh, 18.
Can I help him again?
Okay.
20.
20. With your combined efforts, you're able to find an interesting tale, not necessarily pertinent to the stars, but you find the tale of a heroic goblin wizard from the early days of the goblin kingdoms on Galawai, one Endro Stujek. You do recognize the last name there as being the surname of your current duke, Grublub Stujek. You follow his adventures throughout Eltharis for a bit. Mostly, like, these are third and second secondary sources, like secondary and tertiary. There's no primary sources back this far, really, that last. But Indro Stujek was supposed to be quite friendly with the Tabaxi people, which again is quite strange to you, as the Tabaxi have always been your enemies, and you've always been killed on their blades for all of eternity. But Indro apparently was their good friend. This is baffling to you, probably, or not. Who knows? But you do get kind of a sense and a picture as you're reading this of like what the Goblin Kingdom was like. It was more of a meritocracy. It was very much you earn what you give of the community. It was very much also a community that cared for one another. So like even though it was a meritocracy, if you were down on your luck, others would come around you to rally to you, stuff like that. You kind of just pick that up through osmosis of like Uldor's or Indro's adventures throughout the book. That's what you get with some goblin research. You three.
So
Visa, Zach, and Zai.
you come back to Zai and she has her book. And she's kind of just drawing a picture of the elf guy that helped her get here on the book. And isn't actually reading anything at all. She's just in a little bit corner drawing. But
Yeah. Need to be looking for anything else?
yes, I just kind of, this book was not very helpful, and I started, yes, I should probably pick a different book. This one was a bad one.
Could you use some other sets of eyes?
Oh, yes, probably.
I am not usually one for the long studies, but I will. This is interesting. The history of our people and.
Well, I kind of just want to know, like, what really happened, because I feel like a lot of the things that they told us in the crash were just like to make us worship Blackith and serve her for eternity and kill all the elves.
It was
and
like a made-up whole storyline to manipulate and control us.
yeah, kind of.
Is there,
That's what
is there a
I'm.
word for that, Lisa?
Yes.
What is it called?
You're looking for either propaganda or indoctrination.
Probably both of those.
Yeah, those both sound really like. Yeah. So we will. Yeah, it's very interesting maybe to see like the flip side of like what everyone else thinks about what was going on.
Why don't we start looking?
Let's look.
Go ahead and I'll let you all roll history. Why not?
I'm going to give Zai advantage.
Okay.
I rolled a 9.
Okay.
Okay, 14.
14. You find a book on, like, it's a folio on the astral sea and their inhabitants. So it gives you baseline information on all of these inhabitants. Within it, there are the history of the Gith, the history of the Githyanki, and the history of the Gith Sarai. Those are 3 different sections. There's also the history of Sloths. There's the history of Illithid, and there's an appendix called, or not an appendix, but there is a smaller section called Elves Within the Astral Sea. Where do you guys start? You're starting on Gith, just in general? Like,
Sure.
okay. There are, again,
I'd be looking for anything that's like specifically contrary or different to what I've already been taught. So if there's something in there that kind of seems like, oh yeah, I already know all this, like I would just kind of skip that and focus on the areas that are significantly different from what I've been taught.
Sure. So there are, creation mythoses that you start with of like who created the Gith, Mother Blackith created the Gith, whatever. One contrary thing is that with the exception of dwarves, many authors state, and this is a compilation of various scholars, but most scholars state that aside from dwarves and primordial beings, all other beings were created by the gods. Specifically by a god called Ao. A-O is how you spell that. This is directly in contrast to being told that Mother Blackith birthed you. It also states that Blackith made a deal contrary to the interest of her people with Tiamat.
Okay, so that's not something I would have known.
You would have known that the dragon goddess had gifted many red dragons for your people to ride into battle, but not that Blackith made a deal with.
Okay.
That's never been the story.
Okay.
It's that Blackith got that from Tiamat.
Got it.
As you get further into the Gith lore, there is obviously the schism of the Githyanki and the Gith Sarai. The Gith Sarai allegedly going to another plane of existence called Limbo. It also briefly...
Is that not something I would have known?
You don't even know what the Gith Sarai are.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So new word, new idea that there are other Gith beings who aren't under Vlacket.
Oh, dang. Okay, cool.
There is also, and this is kind of towards the end of their historical chronicle, there's brief mention of what's called the Realm Wars, which was in both Elven and some Githyanki primary sources, a war between the astral elves, originally just regular elves, and the actual Githyanki. This lasted forever. So the Elven accounts are recenter, even if they are primary sources, than the Githyanki ones, as the lifespans are different there. But both sides are very much in conflict with one another of who started the war, why the war started. The elves claim it was unchecked aggression by the Githyanki, and that the Realm Wars happened because they were trying to protect the realms from the Githyanki forces that they were, killing and destroying and subjugating.
And there's no scholarly opinion on the truth.
These are primary sources mostly.
Okay.
But they're still.
There's no conclusion on
They're biased.
Okay.
The Githyanki claim that the elves had started to expand rapidly and that they were doing their job to guard against astral threats, as they had with the Illithid before and with the Slods and all the others, and that they were the guardians of the astral sea. And there are multiple historical accounts of, as you kind of bring up the side text on the Fathom Wars, of pieces happening and ceasefires happening, and then someone reinitiates it until really the real reasons behind the Fathom War, or not the Fathom Wars, the Realm Wars, has been forgotten.
So I would have known about all the Illithid stuff, right?
About you guys gloriously defeating the
Yeah.
Illithid and destroying them, and
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and obviously, the story is a little different from an Elven perspective, but all the Githyanki sources are. We scoured the astral sea of the great Illithid scourge, and they fled to all corners of the realms, and we hunt them forever.
Cool.
Yeah. Hayden.
I was on mute. Sorry, that was to keep from laughing.
This is our last roll of the night because we're about to go to sleep.
Oh, let's make it a good one. I'm
Come
gonna.
on.
Wait, before you roll,
But
declare.
So much pressure.
I declare that it's on gods and deities
Okay.
that might barge up the stars,
Okay.
and I will roll at advantage.
Okay.
That's not the best for the first roll. Hang on a second. Also, give me a moment here. Oh God, where is it? I should have looked this up earlier. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
There's a sorcerer feature that is not commonly used.
Okay.
So let me get that going here. Is it? Okay, yeah. I'm gonna roll again. History. And then I'm gonna expend a sorcery point to roll a third time because I didn't like either of those results.
Rough.
Could it be the natural 20?
What?
Hey,
For a total of 26?
Oh, right.
All right. Let me give you first just a rundown of all entities semi-associated with the stars.
Oh,
my gosh.
Good, yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to do this next time?
No.
There's a lot of stuff.
Oh, do we need to?
I mean, we can. It's probably gonna take like 10 minutes.
Ooh. It's up to you, bro.
Oh, I won't leave our listeners hanging.
All right.
Give us something juicy to end on.
So, of the deities associated with the stars, there is Mistra, the Lady of Might. She is the goddess in charge of the arcane weave, the actual physical like layer of magic that is suffused throughout the entire universe, connected to the stars. There is Bahamut, the Platinum Dragon. You know him. You know he is like pretty good, pretty not evil, but is very much connected to the stars. There is Ayun, the Knowing Mistress. She's a goddess of knowledge, skill, prophecy. Sages, seers, tacticians revere her. All sorts of stuff. Very, very much a planar, celestial being. For the dwarves pantheon, the silent keeper Dumathoin is the one who turns his eyes towards celestial bodies. One of only a few dwarves who even bother with the outside world under the mountain, from the mountain's perspective. There's Sinahine, the Moonweaver. She is, she's an elven god, revered in the pantheon of that. She's also part of the Seelie court. There is Labellus Inareth, the philosopher, the lord of the continuum, another elven deity. Chaotic good. Govern the orderly passage of time, guarded against those who would alter the path of history. There's a lot. There's Vecna, the Whispered One. Vecna's the god of secrets, including the secrets of the stars. He's also the god of undead and necromancy. Of course, there's Shar. We already covered that. Tharizdun, the Chained Oblivion. He wants to end everything, including the stars. So that's kind of the set of gods that you're directed to, and some of the ones that the clerk points out to you. Do any of those specifically interest you? And we can zone in on those.
Probably Rizun. Did I say that right?
Tharizdun?
Tharizdun. Okay,
The Chained Oblivion.
The middle part.
Yeah. So as you start to read some synopses of Tharizdun, some say he's dead. Some say he's very much alive. Some say he's trapped within one of the planes or trapped within an item. But the long and short of it is that Tharizdun has not been very active in probably since the Dread War. He was a evil god of madness and annihilation, and he once ruled the Astral Sea and Pandemonium. Those who say that he's imprisoned say that he manages to influence others, causing them to believe that he is a primordial seeking to destroy the gods who imprisoned him. They call him the Elder Elemental Eye, not knowing that he is a chained god somewhere else. Again, this is for those who say he's not dead. Those who do say that he is dead say that he is almost a malignant force that still enforces this belief, this cult-like following. His followers work to find him, to free him. His ultimate goal is the destruction of all creation, of all the gods, of himself, of the primordials. He almost aligns with Shar, where he seeks the void. It's about what you get on Tharizdun.
Okay, that seems beefy.
Do you have any other? You probably have time for one more with your little 2-hour limit. You can keep zoning in on these guys if you want.
Oh, I bought 8 hours. I can go forever.
I know, but
For tonight.
for this
Mhm.
successive set of rolls.
Right.
Any other one?
So you think we weren't going to get any more on Shar, right?
You can. I was just saying that we just covered her. You know what she is, like her basic vibe.
Okay. Do you think that there's more I can get there? I would drill down.
Sure. So specifically with Shar, in relation to the celestial bodies, she is known to be, obviously the one who snuffs light out. So if Shar were to set her eyes upon the celestial bodies, it would be to bring darkness. You know that she has a good amount of followers, many clerics, many wizards, some sorcerers, and you know that she is very active in terms of pantheons. She's probably one of the more active gods. Very, very nefarious. Very, very much seeking to, again, like the Rizadoon, end things and have her darkness encapsulate everything. The only difference between her and the Rizadoon is that she wants everyone to exist within the void. So a little bit less destructive. You figure that she probably has the resources and the following to do what's happening. You just have no idea how. And that's what you get from your Shar research.
Okay, and that's everything.
And that's where we'll end tonight's episode.
Bye, Jeremy.
Bye, Jeremy.